Welcome back to SEC Media Days in Dallas. Mississippi State here today, and we've got a chance to visit with Blake Shapen. Feels like a good time to tell you that our coverage is brought to you in part by the Bulldog Initiative. It's the official NIL collective for Mississippi State. Become an individual member or a corporate partner today. Credit and debit card payments are accepted, as is Venmo. For all the information you need to support the Bulldog Initiative, go to bulldoginitiative.com. That's bulldoginitiative.com.
Now, he keeps leaving off part of that ad read. He's done it every day. I'm gonna make you read the last part of the ad read.
I got you.
Just say, and Hail State.
All right, I got you.
Go ahead.
And Hail State.
There it is.
There you go. We got the whole thing done. It didn't feel like that was – like it felt like the important part was how do you give.
Was it? I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
Blake Shapen, transfer quarterback at Mississippi State. You were here in the spring. I was talking with John a second ago. So Cole Kubelik and I did the television for the spring game. And I think both of us walked away really impressed. Arm strength, your ability to push down the ball down the field. Obviously, they didn't have you running around much in that game. Kind of keeping the training wheels on. When you describe your game to somebody, how do you describe yourself?
You know, I think for me is being able to push the ball down the field, make all the intermediate throws, an accurate thrower that can make all the throws that he wants on the run or in the pocket, and being able to take off when he needs to. I think that's the biggest deal for me is I'm not going to be a huge runner, but whenever I need to leave the pocket, whenever I need to make a play, I can make a play with my feet.
Yeah. Are you faster than people realize?
Yeah. I think so.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. We were talking when you sat down. You played at Evangel in Shreveport, a place that has produced a ton of college and NFL players, and the quarterback position there has been elite. So going back to your time in high school, did you feel a pressure that maybe some high school quarterbacks don't because of the history at that position?
Yeah, I think so. You know, I was so young at the time that I don't think I felt a ton of pressure.
Yeah.
But I did know the quarterbacks that came through Evangel, and so the biggest thing for me was being able to try to live up to what they were, but also be who I am and not worry about what was the accolades or the things that I want to break. I just wanted to be me at the end of the day and be able to build a relationship with my teammates and then just have fun with the game.
Yeah.
When you think about Jeff Lebby's offenses through the years, I mean, the numbers are consistently good. It doesn't matter who the players are around him. What is it about this offense that makes it so successful and it seems like easy to operate in?
Right. I think for me is tempo. For me, playing in a tempo offense, playing up-tempo, getting the ball snapped, the defense isn't always lined up, so you don't have to have the perfect play call to be able to execute against a defense that isn't lined up. And being able to get the ball out quick, getting in a rhythm is a big, huge thing for a quarterback. Being able to throw for a lot of yards. You see a lot of guys that throw for a lot of yards. They're able to get in rhythms, and so I love the rhythm part of the offense.
When you look at the players that you brought in, these are all a lot of transfers just like you. You know, you got Devon Booth there who didn't get to play with in the spring. You've got Akari and Coleman there at the wide receivers. You got Traore, and then most of your offensive line are transfers. How quickly can you guys come together? I mean, you had the spring together for the most part, but do you feel the same kind of chemistry that you had when players you were with Baylor you'd been with for a couple of years?
Right, and I feel like that's a tough deal because, you know, we got a couple guys that came in with 1 year left. We got guys that were already here. We got guys that transferred in that were younger guys or whatever it may be. We got guys from everywhere. And so the biggest thing for me in the offseason was getting to know everyone and being able to build a relationship with them off the field so that they can trust me on the field. But it's been very smooth so far. We got a great group of guys in the locker room, and being able to connect with them has been pretty easy for everyone.
I know it's just a spring game, but along those lines in terms of chemistry, it looked like you were very much on the same page with those wide receivers. And it's a group that, I mean, it's a lot of new faces, whether you're talking about transfers or freshmen that came in. Just kind of walk me through that. So you talk about the importance of building relationships off the field, but quarterbacks all the time talk about reps. I know what he's going to do. I don't even have to think about it.
Right. I think reps is a huge thing for us. We do a lot of deep option stuff where they can either hook it or go or take, whatever it is, based off the leverage of the corner or the guy on top of them. And so that was the newness of it to me. Like, that's the biggest thing for me coming to Mississippi State and playing for Coach Lebby was I've never done that. And so being able to build the relationship with those guys on the field, the connection to be able to understand when they might hook, when they might go, that was a huge process for us in the spring. And to be able to get to where we are now, we made a huge jump.
I feel like sometimes it's easy for people on the outside to go, oh, that's a simple offense to run. Is user-friendly maybe a better way to describe what's happening within this offensive system that Jeff's brought in?
Yeah, I think.
Or is it complicated?
No, I don't think it's complicated. I think for the quarterbacks, the footwork's a lot different.
Okay.
And whereas other offenses, you're going to take a 3-step drop, you're going to do this, and it's very normal to every other offense. RPO footwork's a little bit different. Like, there were a lot of things I had to learn with quick game footwork, like with my feet and how to get them aligned to certain targets and different things like that I've never done before. So reps is a huge thing, and but technically, like the offense and understanding it, I wouldn't say it's very hard.
When I do interviews, people ask me about Mississippi State, and they always say, other than Blake Shapen, who's the most important player on the team? So I'm going to ask you that question. Other than Blake Shapen, who's the guy this year? Maybe we'll phrase it like this, that is going to come out, and people don't know about him right now, but by the end of the season, they're going to be talking about him all the time.
You know, it's so hard for me to single out someone.
You're putting him in a bad spot there.
Oh, but he'll be all right.
But I will say, we got a bunch of guys that could be that. Mm-hmm. So that's and I'm being honest. I really don't know, but I do know we got a talented group of guys, and it's gonna be somebody that you're gonna be like, wow, like he's a stud, because we got a bunch of them.
When you came to Starkville originally, and this can be true for all the guys who transferred in, who were the guys who sort of took the lead of bringing you into the program and introducing you to Starkville and to Mississippi State?
You know, I think Jaden Wally, he had a lot to do with that. He hosted me on my official visit whenever I came. So Stone Blanton, he's our Mike linebacker. Mm-hmm. He's from the Jackson area, but he was familiar with Starkville. He's my roommate, so he had something to do with that. I'd say Coach Levy, obviously, like bringing me in and treating me like I was a guy. I appreciate that from him too. So I got brought in with open arms, and I appreciate all the people that helped me.
It's interesting that you roomed with Stone. He was once committed to Mississippi State baseball in high school, and you were a big baseball player in high school and considered Mississippi State as an option back then.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, and I just figured that out like 3 or 4 weeks ago. So, yeah.
It's a learning process, right? There's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
Blake Shapen, quarterback at Mississippi State, visiting with us. Off-season training. Have you got a quarterback coach that you work with outside of the coaching staff?
Yeah, his name's Damian Williams with 3D QB Texas.
Played at Mississippi State.
So he played quarterback at Mississippi State. He was back up to Dak whenever Dak was here. And so, yeah, me and him have a great relationship.
How much of the time in the summer have you spent kind of going back and forth doing off-site training versus being in Starkville to train with the guys there?
It's been tough just with how far away it is.
Yeah.
But on break in May, I was able to go over there and spend some time with him. And the biggest thing is, like, he's had to learn our footwork, too, to be able to train me in the right way and be able to coach me because it's a lot different than what a lot of people do. So
that part of the game is so fascinating to me, and it's been this way for a while now, a decade or so. But the idea of, if you go back a little farther, of a head coach or a quarterback coach or an offensive coordinator being okay with his quarterback going and working with somebody else, is like, no, you're going to work with us.
Right.
It's an interesting change in the game that's happened.
Right, and I think Coach Levy, he doesn't take it personal or anything like that. I think the biggest thing for him, if I'm going to someone, it's working on the things that I do within our offense, and not just going over there and throwing the ball around and not really getting better at what I'm actually going to do within the offense. Yeah. I feel like having a purpose and doing what I do at Mississippi State, bringing it to Dallas whenever I train is a big thing.
We only got a couple minutes left. We asked this question of Jackson Dart, so now we're going to ask you. We're going to give you the ball, 1st and 10. We just forced a turnover. We got the ball on the opponent's 40. I'll tell you, I want to take a shot in the end zone right here. What are we calling?
Talking about a play call we got?
Yeah.
Grenade right.
All right, talk me through it. What are we looking for?
So right here we just got we got trips to the field, tight ends in the core, 7-man protection. We got the one running the option route at 12 yards, depending on how the corner's playing. The inside guy's running a dig, the outside guy's running deep option.
What can the defense show you there that might make you want to check out of that?
Nothing.
Home run ball.
That's the confidence that they need in Starkville.
When you're looking at a concept route, are you working deep to shallow, or are you starting shallow and working deep?
For me, if I'm playing you're saying if I'm playing it, like if I'm playing the option route, like I'm playing the option route, I'm setting to him coming hooking.
Okay.
and then I'm resetting to whatever he does.
Adjusting
after.
off of that.
Yeah.
But in terms of reads, if you've got a combo route that's got a deep post over the top and a go, and then there's something in the middle and underneath, are you working deep to shallow?
I'll go deep down to the check down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. Just 20 seconds left. Is there a game that you've got circled where you're like, I can't wait to get to that game and play in that environment?
We got a lot of them. I got a lot circled. Yeah, I don't think there's any particular one I got circled, but like I got a lot of them circled, and I'm ready for all of them.
That trip to Austin could be fun.
It's gonna be real fun.
Blake Shapen joining us at SEC Media Days. Wish you all the best this year.
Yes,
Thanks,
sir.
Blake.
Thank you.
We got more coming up with you after this.